Do you want to be pre-approved and know your loan options? It's free. You don't have to have a hard credit pool. And it's super simple. Here are the 6 easy steps. Step 1, talk with a loan officer like me. Most loan officers will be happy to guide you through the process for free in hopes of obtaining your business when you are ready. An initial conversation may include a discussion about what your goals are, such as, number 1, when you'd like to buy or refinance your home and or sell your existing home if that applies. Number 2, what monthly payments would be affordable for you? Number 3, what are you working with for down payment and closing costs? Number 4, are there any credit issues we should be aware of up front? And number 5, what questions or concerns do you have before we get started? Depending on how the conversation goes, we may decide to do a more simple brief pre-qualification for the moment, or it advance forward in becoming pre-approved. Either way, you'll get to decide what you are most comfortable with. Step 2, complete an online application. It's really no big deal and does not obligate you to work with any particular loan officer. With me, here's a little bit of how that process will look. I'll send you a link to my company's online mobile application. Here's what that link looks like. Okay, so you'll receive an email from me that says, hi, whatever your name is, to complete an online mobile application. Please click on the Apply Now button below or go to here. So you can click on this, and we're going to do that right now so you can see what that looks like. So it's going to take you over here to where it says your home loan journey starts here. So if you've made it this far, you've come to the right place. You'll enter your email and then fill out the questions as best you can. And what I want to share with you is don't worry if you don't complete it perfectly. Simply do the best you can and submit it. Once you submit your application, it will show up on my end. I'll review it and call you with any clarification questions needed for your application. Step 3, we will review your application, and if you agree, we'll pull a soft 3-bureau credit report that will give us all 3 scores. Soft means that it will not create a hard inquiry on your report and will not impact your credit scores. American Pacific has recently gained the ability to do this with all 3 credit bureaus, receive credit scores, and be able to run an automated underwriting analysis, all without a hard inquiry on your credit and or have any effect on your credit score. Once we pull your soft pull credit report, we'll review it with you for accuracy and address any credit issues or concerns. In many cases, we may discuss what can be done to improve your credit score if needed and what those action steps may look like. For example, on our credit reports, we often get a potential score improvement for each bureau as shown here on this redacted report. Let's take a look. Okay, so here's this redacted report, and you can see, if you look at my cursor, you'll see where it says your current score is 738. A potential opportunity has been found. Your potential score is 764. And you'll see over on the left, it says plus 26. I think that's a 26, yep. And then details. And I have that for each of the 3 bureaus for each person. And so this one is a husband and wife on this report. And so if need be, I can order these little additional reports, no cost to you, and it will give us an idea of what can be done to achieve this particular score improvement. And so we look at this to get us up to a certain level, if you will. Like right now, this top person, I've got 738, 714, and 721. The lender's going to use the mid score. They'll throw out the high score and the lowest score, and the middle one, the 721, that's how they would decision this particular borrower. And you see, if I had these score improvements, 764, 747, 743, so throwing out the high 764 and the low 743, I could potentially jump up to 747. And when you're doing loans, there's certain credit level or credit point levels for pricing, depending on what it is we're doing. So going from 720 up to a 747 could impact the person's pricing and get them potentially a better deal. So depending on where they're at, we may choose to run these additional reports. Those reports come back with, hey, here's what we recommend you do to potentially improve your credit scores to these levels. So I just want you to be aware that that's a tool that we have to assist you. Step 4, send in your documentation. Upon reviewing your file, we will identify the items needed to verify your income and savings for qualifications. Typical docs include your most recent pay stubs to cover the most recent 30 days of work, your last 2 years W-2s, and if you're self-employed, own a business, have rental properties, or are commissioned, then we'll ask for the most recent 2 years filed federal tax returns, your most recent 2 months asset statements, bank accounts, investment accounts, retirement accounts. We will need all pages of the statements, including any blank pages. Step 5, we will discuss your qualifications and how that measures up to your goals so that we can prepare options for you to review. Step 6, finally, we're going to review the presentation created for you that details out your payments and money needed to get in. Here's a sample of a presentation that will be sent to you by email or a text that you can review at your convenience and share with others involved in your decision-making process. Okay, so you'll receive a link that you'll click on that will take you over to a page that looks like this. And actually, I will have a little video that pops up that will walk you through it. I'll normally explain to you if you're on a computer, you can click and drag this little box I'm talking out of to wherever you want on the screen. And let's go down to where it says summary quote date. And so for this particular example with this person, we were doing first-time buyer programs. And you'll see in the first column, I did it based on a $600,000 price. Second column at $625,000, and the third column at $650,000. And as you scroll down and look at it on that first column, you'll see the rate on that day was 6 1/8. You'll see their total monthly payment with everything included was $45.85, and their cash to close, down payment, closing costs, and any assistance that they were getting gets them in for $24,516. And I walk them through each of these examples. So they've got 3 here. And then they've got this more info tab, and I'll instruct them to click on that. And when they do, they'll get 3 more tabs. The first one being a payment breakdown, so they can see, or you'll be able to see how the payments break down in each scenario: principal and interest, property taxes, hazard insurance, also known as homeowner's insurance, monthly mortgage insurance, total monthly payment. HOA dues if it happened to apply in their particular situation. So that shows them that. And then I'll say, hey, if you click on the closing cost tab, which I just did, and they scroll down to where it says fee detail in blue and click on that, they'll get a detailed estimate of all the closing costs associated with that particular option. And in this particular case, I've highlighted for them in yellow the CalHFA second proceeds. That was a state of California program that's giving them down payment assistance. And I'll explain, hey, that's deferred for the life of the loan. They don't need to pay it back until the end of 30 years or if they refinance or sell the property. Anyway, I walk them through all of this and prepare a presentation for you based on options that you and I have discussed and what you may need to look at that will be beneficial for you. The link you can share with friends and family so you can discuss it. You'll notice over here on the right-hand side, we've got monthly payment difference that shows in a bar graph. We can analyze loans over time and see savings over 60 months, especially when we get into refinances. We can analyze your current loan to the potential refinance option and see if it makes sense for you. Just a great tool that I share with all my customers to get us all on the same page with what your options look like. That's it. Tell your family and friends about the super simple process. And of course, if you have any questions at all, please reach out to me. I'm always here to help, and I would love to hear from you or someone you care about.